All right. First and foremost, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash. That belongs to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. It's a brother Gabaria from Indiana camp coming back at you again with another sit down. It's locking up. Tongue twisted for some reason. It's early in the morning. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna basically do this video. We actually I'm entitled this video there's more people. I'm gonna try to shorten it up, but there's more people dying of overeating than undereating. All right. Now, what Esau's media or you watch on the news or you watch any of these social media sites, they'll try to advertise you to like, oh, there's starving countries, there's kids in Africa who don't have enough to eat and everything. They try to make everybody feel sorry for the people who don't eat. But just to know, there's more people dying of overeating than it is from undereating. You know, so you have more people dying because they can't like our beloved El Dayash from this camp say because they can't keep a burger out their mouth, they can't keep a fucking a steak off their fork. You got people dying because of that more so than undereating. And listen, I reside in I reside in Indianapolis, and we just had our state fair, and me and my woman, we went to the state fair, and we was just like, me and her was just like pointing out how many, like how many big people it was, like I was literally just telling, I was like, yeah, it's a surplus of like fucking overweight and just huge people here. I was like, some of these people don't belong here. It was people in fucking wheelchairs. It was people in the power wheelchairs that can move around. It was a lot of people who do not fucking belong at the state fair. And I said it. I was like, man. And I was saying it loud enough where people when they was walking by they can hear. I was like, yeah, it's a lot of people. They don't fucking belong here. You know. And I wasn't saying it like 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 racist or anything like that. I wasn't saying it like, oh, but I was saying it like, it was like I was making it basically known because I got a couple looks. People looked at me like, what do you mean by that? But I was like, man, it's too many fat people here. I was like, it's too many people. It's too many oversized people. It's too many stomachs hanging out. And it was in the amount of people who was big, or the amount of people who was fat versus the amount of people who was slim. The ratio was like probably anywhere between probably 70 to 30 or 80 to 20. It was that many big people. I'm like, fuck. And now they're saying it's way more people dying of overeating than it is undereating. We're gonna watch the video right quick.
You see that?
We are now in a world where there are more people dying because they eat too much than because they don't eat enough.
Is the worldwide trend that we are getting skinnier or fatter?
We are getting fatter as a worldwide trend, and true that the problems are more obvious at the moment in higher income countries. Okay, because A, they're studied more, and B, the kind of food that's available.
Yeah, man, America is a country where you can go and get a fucking a burger or a hot dog, a slice of pizza, and a Coca-Cola drink for under $5. Or you can go get a burger and fries and a drink for under $10. Or shit, you could just go to the Dollar Tree and get all the fat, all the type of junk food, snacks, cookies, cakes, all the fucking unhealthy shit you want, but under $1 for or $1.25, whatever. But shit, you can go there with $10 and shop and get all the fucking snacks and cookies and cake shit that you want. You see? And the obesity rate in America is then there probably at half. I think it's almost about 50% of people in America is so. Every one person you see, there's gonna be another. For every one person you see, there's gonna be the next person you see is most likely to have to be obese, to be fat. And it goes from what the diet. These people eating all types of abominations, abominable foods. All right, they not actually keeping their health in check. Which the scriptures talks about that. Matter of fact, let me grab it right quick. Slocky. Where was I? Yeah. This is Sirach chapter 35, chapter 30, verse 15. It said, I'm gonna start from 14. It says, better is the poor Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that afflicteth in his body. It says health and a good and it says health and a good estate of body are above all gold, and strong body above infinite wealth. See, so the scripture says, listen, a good and strong body is well above all the money in the world. So you can be the most richest man. In fact, there's another scripture that says, a body that's sickly. Hold on. I know it's in Sirach. It talks about how the multitude of sicknesses. I forgot exactly how his word. It's been a minute since I read it. Uh, how does it go, man? I can't think of it right now. That's not even coming to my brain. I know it goes something like a continuous sickly body, something like that. I know it's just a rock. I can't. It's not even coming to me right now. Lord willing, I can. Lord willing, it comes. Lord willing, Lord puts the spirit back on me to think about it. And if I do find it, I'll post it in the comment section below. If I come across it later on.
But you are good. But what is the goal of a country that is less developed than us, for example? They want to pull their people out of poverty. They want to make sure that their poor people don't die of starvation. They want to make sure that fast food and good food, and crap food are available to everybody there as well. Now, the problem is the moment that happens, you don't switch from.
You see, and this is why the scriptures in the law, it talks about a welfare system. It talks about what do you do for the ones that's unfortunate to buy or to have, you know, or in order to not able to buy certain foods. What did you do? You leave certain of your crops. You don't pick it all. You see, you don't pick all your food off your crops. You leave some for I think it said what some for the stranger that sojourneth in your land. So if you have a person that's just coming by, who don't have no money, he needs something to eat, he can go and pick some fruit or some vegetables or whatever, and get some, and have something, have some food. Or for the poor, the ones that don't have enough. You see, matter of fact, let me see, can I get that right quick? Hold on. God, here it is right here. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 9. It says, "And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleaning of thine harvest." It says, "Thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God." See, and what it say right there, it says, "Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie on one another." You know, when it says, "Ye shall not steal," because what? The scriptures also goes into, if a man stealeth for his stomach's sake, for basically because he's hungry, you know, that's sort of justified. You know, if he's stealing because he's hungry because he has nothing to eat, that's kind of justified. But the reason for to abolish that is the reason why the law in the above chapter said what it said. What, you leave enough of your harvest for the poor and stranger to eat. You see, for when, if they need something, if the poor is hungry, they just don't have to go and result in stealing. You see, and usually what your harvest, it resides in what? Fruits, vegetables, things that you grow, like ears of corn, you know, apples, pears, bananas, whatever, whatever your harvest grows. That's what you that's what you that's what you leave for the poor to eat. You see. But what, we living in the country, we live in a spot where, people, it's actually cheaper to eat fucking BS than it is to actually eat healthy. You see? Listen, I rarely eat out as for like fast foods and shit like that. You know, I mainly cook at the crib, and it's actually more expensive to even do that than to go buy you and your family a $5 pizza or a $10 pizza. Or shit, go to the like I said, go to Dollar Tree, go to Walmart, or what, and buy a pack of ramen noodles for like shit. What, $1? Not even that, 25 cents. You can buy a whole pack of ramen noodles for like $2-3, and buy like $10 worth, and that can be enough food to feed y'all for the rest of the week, maybe even two. But what? That stuff is gonna come with. Is gonna come with It's gonna come with infirmities. It's gonna come with infection. It's gonna come with diseases. It's gonna come with obesity. All right. Scriptures do say bodily exercise profit a little, but we us in Indiana, we say, but that little though, but that little is work is it might be little. The scripture says what? Bodily exercise profit is little, but that little though, it's a, you'll be in the top 5% in the world who actually listen. The amount of men that can't lift their own body weight is well up underneath the men that can. You see, so if you actually can bench or lift, squat, deadlift, or bench your own body weight, you're in the probably top, either probably 5 to 1% of men in the world, not just in your country, in the world. There's a lot of people who can't even bench, squat, bench, or press their own body weight. So let's get back to this video.
Dying of undernutrition, and
also that's another thing too. Fasting resets your metabolism. You see, rejecting your bodies from certain foods, because you can there's different types of fast. Basically fasting is just goes into affliction. Afflicting the body. All right. So you can fast from certain. You can fast from meats. There's all vegetable fast. There's all fruits and vegetables fast. There's a water fast. You see, there's an you can fast from certain foods that you like. Let's say you like chicken a lot. Let's say you eat unhealthy amount of chicken. Maybe fast from chicken for a week. Try other meats. Or like I said, you can go to a fruits and vegetables fast. Only thing you can eat, is things that the earth yields. You can go on a water fast. Drink water, or you can go on a liquid fast. Which basically means you only which is kind of like a fruits and vegetables fast, but basically you only drink liquids. You only drink smoothies and juices. Juices that you made, not no fucking no Welch's grape juice at the store or whatever. You know, but that's the type of that's the type of fast. And that fast is gonna help. What is it? Recalibrate your body. Kind of like a software update. Is gonna help you, and it also is a very effective way. It's actually proven, scientifically proven, it's a very effective way to lose a lot of weight. Intermittent fasting is very effective. Let's say you don't start eating until 12, and you give yourself from between 12 and 8 p.m. an 8-hour window to eat. And then you stop eating at 8, and the next time you don't eat until 12. That's that. Well, however you want to set it up. Intermittent fasting is a very effective way to lose a lot of weight. But what these people in this world shows a lack of discipline and a lack of restraint. That's like I said. Our elder, he said they can't keep a burger out their mouth and they can't keep a steak off their fork. They don't have discipline. This world doesn't practice discipline. But what us brothers in the know, us brothers in Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, we practice discipline, man. We look forward to it. That's why you have certain brothers who hit the gym, or watch what they eat or take vitamins, vitamins like what? Ashwagandha, Shilajit, Tonga Ali, maca powder, licorice root. All right, these are supplements that we take daily, just to basically keep our body in some type of working order,
starvation to then now dying of overnutrition. So we are at that inflection point where the whole world very soon will get into a severe obesity problem. And we do need to fix the food environment in order to fix that.
Do you consider it to be an emergency?
It is definitely an emergency. Oh, it is definitely an emergency. And it's an emergency.
Yeah, it's an emergency because why? Everybody fat. If things was bad, if things was and that's another thing too. We was given a dietary law. A lot of people they're not just overly eating a lot of stuff, but what they're eating they're overly eating a lot of stuff that's the wrong stuff. Crab legs, fucking deep fried burgers, deep fried Twinkies and Oreos and Reese's and shit. They're eating a lot of BS. And another thing, I kind of thought it left my mind. Fuck. Oh yeah, a lot of the food doesn't have the right amount of nutrition in it either. It's like the food doesn't have the right amount of nutrition in it either. You go buy a chicken breast. What is me and the brother Kai always bring this up. One apple today, if you want to get the amount of nutrients that an apple from about 60 to 70 years ago, anybody that was probably born in the 60s or the 70s or even the 80s, if you want to get the amount of nutrition that one apple gave back then, you have to eat 10 apples now. Why? Is because what the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, the stuff that actually makes you full, the stuff that makes your body say, listen, I don't need no more food, I'm cool. Because once you're hungry, once you hit hunger pains, that's basically your body signaling to the brain like, hey, listen, we're lacking in certain we're lacking in certain vitamins and minerals. We need it, and that's where you get the hunger pains, and you go and try to eat something to curb that craving, or to satisfy it. But when you go eat something that's not nutrient dense, then guess what? You're just filling your stomach to break down bullshit. And then guess what you're gonna be? You're gonna be hungry. Hour to 2 hours later, and then you got people who probably fucking slam 12 cans of pop, and then that's not even including all the food that you eat, and then snacking on top of that. So this world whole fucking eating. What is it called? Pyramid. Food pyramid is completely off, man. It's completely is down the drain, man. And you people show that you have a lack of discipline, and this is the ultimate. This is another reason why ultimately the Lord has to come here and just give the world a good hard reset. Because best believe, hey, listen, it ain't gonna be no fat motherfuckers in the kingdom, man. You ain't gonna be fat because your food is actually gonna have the nutrients and vitamins that your body need in the kingdom. Because best believe My slaves ain't gonna be fat. Lord willing, I'll be part of that number, and you know, I be counted worthy. But best believe, listen, my slaves ain't gonna be fat, man. Put your fat ass on a treadmill. But that's all I had, man. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until next time, shalom.